Plans are worthless, but planning is everything. Leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want done because he wants to do it. The supreme quality for leadership is unquestionably integrity. In preparing for battle, I have always found that plans are useless, but planning is indispensable. The clearest way to show what the rule of law means to us in everyday life is to recall what has happened when there is no rule of law. I have one yardstick by which I test every major problem, and that yardstick is it good for America? A people that values its privileges above its principles soon loses both. There is nothing wrong with America that faith, love of freedom, intelligence, and energy of her citizens cannot cure. We will bankrupt ourselves in the vain search for absolute security. Only our individual faith in freedom can keep us free. If a problem cannot be solved, enlarge it. Farming looks mighty easy when your plow is a pencil and you're 1,000 miles from the cornfield. A soldier's pack is not so heavy a burden as a prisoner's chains. Peace and justice are two sides of the same coin. What counts is not necessarily the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Pessimism never won any battle. There is no glory in battle worth the blood it costs. Motivation is the art of getting people to do what you want them to do because they want to do it. We seek peace, knowing that peace is the climate of freedom. Some people wanted champagne and caviar when they should have had beer and hot dogs. The older I get, the more wisdom I find in the ancient rule of taking first things first. History does not long entrust the care of freedom to the weak or the timid. Neither a wise man nor a brave man lies down on the tracks of history to wait for the train of the future to run over him. The problem in defense is how far you can go without destroying from within what you are trying to defend from without. I hate war as only a soldier who has lived it can, only as one who has seen its brutality, its futility, its stupidity. When you are in any contest, you should work as if there were, to the very last minute, a chance to lose it. In the final choice, a soldier's pack is not so heavy as a prisoner's chains. A preventive war, to my mind, is an impossibility today. The middle of the road is all of the usable surface. The extremes, right and left, are in the gutters. The world moves, and ideas that were once good are not always good. I have found out in later years that my family is the most important thing in life. Humility must always be the portion of any man who receives acclaim earned in the blood of his followers and the sacrifices of his friends. I shall make that trip. I shall go to Korea. Only Americans can hurt America. We must be willing, individually and as a nation, to accept whatever sacrifices may be required of us. Don't join the book burners. We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. I never saw a pessimistic general win a battle. This world of ours must avoid becoming a community of dreadful fear and hate, and be, instead, a proud confederation of mutual trust and respect. In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence. There is no person in this room whose basic rights are not involved in any successful battle for civil rights. Our American heritage is threatened as much by our own indifference as by the enemies of freedom. An intellectual is a man who takes more words than necessary to tell more than he knows. When you put on a uniform, there are certain inhibitions that you accept. The purpose is clear. It is safety with solvency. The United States never lost a soldier or a foot of ground in my administration. We kept the peace. People asked how it happened. By God, it didn't just happen, I'll tell you that. The spirit of man is more important than mere physical strength, and the spiritual fiber of a nation than its wealth. Together we must learn how to compose differences. Not with arms, but with intellect and decent purpose. May we be ever unswerving in devotion to principle, confident but humble with power, diligent in pursuit of the nation's great goals. A sound nation is built of individuals sound in body and mind and spirit. Whatever America hopes to bring to pass in the world must first come to pass in the heart of America. No man can always have his way in every conflict, but no man should submit tamely to wrong. Leadership consists of nothing but taking responsibility for everything that goes wrong and giving your subordinates credit for everything that goes well. If you want total security, go to prison. There you're fed, clothed, given medical care and so on. The only thing lacking is freedom. Politics ought to be the part-time profession of every citizen who would protect the rights and privileges of free men. The proudest human that walks the earth is a free American citizen. Whatever the cost of our libraries, the price is cheap compared to that of an ignorant nation. Leadership is getting someone to do what they don't want to do, to achieve what they want to achieve. I like to believe that people in the long run are going to do more to promote peace than our governments. War is mankind's most tragic and stupid folly. To seek or advise its deliberate provocation is a black crime against all men. I would rather have a piece of a good idea than all of a bad one. America is best described by one word: freedom.